Welcome to International Night, the season opener for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears men's soccer team. Lots of expectations and a big challenge coming tonight as the Florida Tech Panthers come to town, trying to sweep their two-game trip through the state of North Carolina. Already took down the top 10 ranked Wingate Bulldogs on Thursday night up at Wingate, and we'll try to head back to the Sunshine State with a couple of huge Statement Road victories. Season opener tonight for the Bears after their game Thursday down in Georgia got postponed due to some complications with the facility because of Hurricane Ida down at Young Harris. So tonight the season opener for the Bears, who were picked second in the SAC, the South Atlantic Conference, to start this season. Eric Bach here at Moretz Sports Complex. So happy you are along with us on this Saturday night. Panthers and the Bears about ready to do battle. Now let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight for the Bears. The main thing that the Bears are trying to do tonight, Florida Tech is playing their second game in 3 days, and I talked to Jack Winter, Bears head coach, said that that's, at this point in the season, almost physically impossible. So the Bears just want to be horrible to play against. They want to win every ball. They want to be aggressive and ferocious. Jack Winter attended that game Thursday night up at Wingate and said that it was a very feisty game. Florida Tech won that game 2-1 in overtime after a winner by Guillermo Segovia Marcos. Segovia Marcos scored the first goal. The game-winning goal was by Fabio Amaral for the Panthers. That was in overtime against the 6th-ranked Bulldogs of Wingate. Let's take a look at the starting lineups just after we go through these second keys to the game. But the starting lineups tonight for the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne. Benny Gieneiser gets the start, senior midfielder from Germany. Harry Rowe gets his first start as a Bear, freshman from Wales. He'll be back on the back line back there in front of Camden Coleman. Coleman gets the start in goal. Carlos Montelio Lobo gets the start at D. Coleman in goal, Diego Delgado up front for the Bears, Danny Fernandez as well. Victor Cascone, the reigning South Atlantic Conference Offensive Player of the Year, back for a 5th year for the Bears. So happy to have him back, are the coaching staff and all of Bear Nation. Fernandez, of course, the SAC Defensive Player of the Year. So the Bears feature both the returning offensive and defensive players of the year in the South Atlantic Conference. Also, Xavi Moya gets the start, graduate student from Valencia, Spain. His first action for the Bears. Oliver Gardner as well, all conference a year ago in his 3rd year, the Englishman. Tonight is International Night, and you'll see the lion's share of starters for both teams are international players. Tonight, Lenoir-Rhyne men's soccer honoring the partnership between this American school and its international students and players. That'll be celebrated throughout the night. National anthem is now. National anthem done. Got to imagine that the nerves for the Bears are there right now. Always, maybe the biggest nerves of the season come before the season opener. You know, the Bears hope to be playing in a lot of big games later in the season, but got to figure out who you are. Bears battling a little bit of injury troubles. Obviously lost goalkeeper Juan Basabe on the opening day of practice with a shoulder injury. They do expect him to be back at some point in the somewhat near future. The injury is not season-ending for Basabe, but Coleman takes over in goal. He's done really well in the preseason games, and according to his coaching staff, would be a number one goalkeeper on a lot of teams in this league. Top two D2 soccer leagues in the country represented here. Sunshine Conference for Florida Tech and the South Atlantic for Lenoir-Rhyne. Bears in their new home whites. Almost got that referee striped look. Florida Tech in their road grays, white shorts, maroon burgundy socks. One change for them. Nick Brady got the start in goal in the win over Wingate. Senior from Jacksonville, Florida. Luis Tovar Romero, senior, graduate student from Seville, Spain, is in goal tonight for the Panthers. So Brady got the win but doesn't get the start, and we are underway from H-Town. Lenoir-Rhyne Men's Soccer 2021. Here we go. There's Danny Fernandez right in the middle. Spine of this team defensively. That one is to the Bears on a throw-in. So we have a whistle. It's actually a foul on Florida Tech. The ball did not go out of bounds. It was a foul called by the far line judge. Gardner takes it with the left foot in and just wide. Good chance there for the Bears to start less than a minute in. So Romero, goalkeeper tonight, making his first start of the season. 6'1", 175-pounder from Spain. 80% of the starting lineup is international for Florida Tech as he lofts it to midfield. Tom Windle, Englishman forward, gets challenged at the sideline, and it stays with Florida Tech. Montelio Lobo right involved with that. Smartest guy on this team, according to the coaching staff. Could work for NASA, not Nassau. Someday. There's Fernandez with a header to try to clear it out. Montelio Lobo gets it over to Harry Rowe. Young Englishman making his first start, making a run down the near side. Pushed off his spot there by Adam Habib in the first corner of the game. Good run there from Harry Rowe as that one is off the defender for Florida Tech. Panthers outnumbered Wingate on Thursday night in corners 3-2, but the Bears get the first one here 2.5 minutes in. Rowe will take it. Lots of bodies in front for the Bears. Keep an eye on Victor Cascone. He's just outside the 18, right by the referee in the blue shirt there. Popped in by Rowe. Header is just wide, but saved, and Rowe has it back. Another left-footed in. This one's popped up in the air by the goalkeeper, Romero. Stays in. Gardner pokes it, but it's cleared out. Monteleo Lobo leaves it. Harry Rowe will take the throw in just inside the Bear zone. Beautiful, beautiful Saturday night for soccer. High 70s, not much humidity. This is Jaheim Smith, another freshman who gets fouled. Draws that one on Ian Layton, sophomore from Melbourne Beach, Florida. But you could not ask for a better night on opening night. Jaime DeManuel, veteran 4-year player. Coaches say is their best player technically, will take it. Perhaps Harry Rowe will. Yes, he will. In with the left foot. The header skips past. There's a chance in front. Delgado's not able to get to it, but it'll stay with the Bears. Delgado, honorable mention all-SAC a year ago. Probably deserved more. This is Victor Cascone. Lost it, and he'll stay with the Bears. First 5 minutes, ball has been in this third of the field. Rowe lofts it towards the net and popped out of there by Romero with 2 hands. Another throw in for Rowe. Cascone surrounded. Would imagine that's the game plan tonight for the Panthers. Have at least 1 or 2 gray jerseys following that man around, and he's being shadowed right now by Adam Habib. Rowe tries to get it in again. Header's not there. Popped out of there by Cretion. Ollie Gardner keeps it in. One of the vets. 3rd year on the back line for the Bears. He and Fernandez have really built up quite a partnership back there as they pop this one in. Maybe too far for Rowe, and it is. Good turnout here student-wise. Bear football team on the road tonight, playing as we speak up in Virginia. Bear women's soccer team over at UNC Pembroke. Good early season test for the Lady Bears and Gary Higgins. Monteleo Lobo tries to split 2 and gets fouled. Lots of aggression so far for the Bears. Jack Winter up and barking out orders and signals. Now in his 6th year. Was the first hire by Kim Pate, the athletic director for the Bears, who has built this program into one of the top athletic departments in all of D2. Cascone in the corner. And it'll go back to the Panthers. Think about where these two teams are mentally. You know, Florida Tech's got to be feeling pretty good about themselves after taking down the number 6 team in the country on the road. But there's the matter of tired legs, physical limitations playing their second game in 3 days. Bears are fresh. Haven't played an exhibition, played 2 or 3 preseason games, but haven't been on the pitch against somebody else in over a week. So pretty fresh, trying to get healthy. Had a couple of fairly minor injury issues in the preseason. Trying to get healthy. This one's popped in off the head of Fernandez. Xavi Moya sends it back to Camden Coleman, who gets his first touch of the night. Sophomore from Lynchburg, Virginia. Rowe keeps it alive and pops it ahead. A run for Jaheim Smith, the freshman from Florida. There's a tumble, and it'll go the Panthers' way. Smith, the only Floridian, on the roster, is Mikkel Kvinsland, probably butchering that, as the clock is stopped. 36 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the opening half of Bear Men's Soccer 2021. Second full season played in basically 6 months. Obviously, they played in the spring. Second place finish. Crowd filing in still. Romero pops this one ahead. And Cretion gets it back to Habib. This is Abram Murphy, senior from Melbourne Beach, but he turns it over and the Bears get it back. One's fired ahead for Smith. Antalio Lobo keeps it alive. Harry Rowe inside the 18, just wide. Pressure being put on by the Bears here in the first 10 minutes. Romero had that post covered, but it was inches wide. Now a chance for the Panthers, but Murphy whiffs on it and Coleman pounces. Murphy was able to get pretty deep, unscathed there. Coleman directing traffic, filling in for Juan Basabi, who is out of the sling, hurt his shoulder the opening day of training, the last rep that he was going to take that day. Had shoulder sling for a couple of weeks, but is out of that now. They're hopeful about his timeline for a return. So stay with the Panthers on the far side. Coming off a 2-1 overtime victory at the Bears' rival Wingate. Those two, meaning Wingate and Lenoir-Rhyne, don't meet till much later in the season, and that's going the other way. So lots of time to get themselves sorted out, both Bears and Bulldogs, before that meeting, which could have a lot of South Atlantic Conference implications. That one's chested, but turned over. Danny Garcia Martin, senior midfielder from Madrid, Spain, lets it go by. International night. You see the flags flying from all countries represented on this Bear team. Coleman catches that one just inside the 18 and dumps it off. This is popped ahead, looking for Smith, but Olsen knocks it back. Olsen last year is a big 6'6", 200-pounder from Norway. Rowe gets in front of that one, but a handball, I think, is called there on Kvinsland. The referee's still pointing at him like, yeah, you did it. Chance here for the Bears. Victor Cascone and Fernandez and Rowe are figuring out what they want to do here. That's actually Jaime DeManuel. Cascone, the leader, will take it. Rifles it in, just high. Couple of decent chances for the Bears. They've missed in all directions. One shot's missed left, another high, another right. First two were off the foot of Harry Rowe. That one off of Cascone. preseason that was just so hot and grueling for the Bears here in Hickory. We had a stretch of about 10 days where it wasn't below 90. And now tonight, much more comfortable for the season opener as we're creeping towards fall. Romero gathers this one. Gives it off to Layton. In Layton, sophomore from Melbourne Beach. And a foul there on Chavi Moya. Was Guillermo Segovia Marcos scored the first goal of the Panthers season up at Wingate. Played 4 games in the spring season and scored 3 goals. So was very productive in his short time. Coleman gathers this one, gets run into there, but everybody's okay. Coleman got knocked out of the 18 there by Henning Vasdal, big 6'4" freshman. Coleman and the referee have a conversation, but back to action. Just over 14 in. Couple of decent scoring chances. There's some pressure. Coleman played with fire there, but gets it out. It's a good feed for Harry Rowe, but he can't gather it down. But Segovia Marcos is the guy you got to keep an eye on if you're Fernandez in that Bear D. This is Danny Fernandez. Played in the USL this summer and won the championship. Fernandez did with the Des Moines Menace. All the way over to Iowa to play his summer soccer. Harry Rowe centers one up. There's a shot just wide. Jaime DeManuel almost had the first Bear goal of the season. Good feed from Harry Rowe. But it's a corner for the Bears as that one was tipped off the foot of the Panther defender. Good defense there from Florida Tech. Not sure whose foot got on it. The second corner of the game for the Bears. Harry Rowe will take this one just like he took the first. And here it comes. One's popped out of there by Abrams. But kept alive by Benny Gneiser. Too far for Smith. And now a run coming for Abram Murphy down the left side. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Gets past one. And no. Was that a foul? I think it was. No, it was not. Didn't see the official signal, just heard him blow his whistle. But Camden Coleman's got the ball. So no foul. Ollie Gardner's got it. 6'1", 170-pounder from England. Abram Murphy's been winning on that far side against that side of the Bear D and has it again. Surrounded by 3, give and go, popped way high. Carlos Montaleo Lobo all over him there. That tough Bear defense. Fernandez, Montaleo Lobo. Ollie Gardner, it's as experienced a group as they come. Gardner for Rowe. He's been the most active Bear offensively and pushes off and gets whistled for it there. Jack Winter happy with that effort, though, from Rowe. Immediately popped up and gave him a big round of applause. But it's a good job there by Kvinsland to draw the foul. But a mistake there for the Panthers. Unforced turnover back deep in their own zone. Monteleo Lobo tried to pop it over for DeManuel and does. Centered up. Off the head of Olsen in the third corner of the first half, coming for the Bears, this time on the far side. Eric Bach here on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. So happy you're along with us on this gorgeous, gorgeous Saturday night. Try to get you some scoring updates on both the Bears women's soccer team and football team, both in action on the road. Rowe takes this one again, and Jaheim Smith pops it back to Rowe, who was offside. A couple of young players at the front of this Bear attack, two freshmen making their debuts in Rowe and Smith. Bear student section filling up down to my left, just to the left of this camera shot that you see. Panthers trying to get something going. The chances have heavily favored the Bears here in the first 20 of this game. Both number 24s battling, Monteleo Lobo and Vastal. Vastal, who's 6'4", Monteleo Lobo is 5'8". Big height difference, but the veteran Bear defender wins it. And now Chavi Moya tried to pop it in for Smith. It's run down by Ian Layton, who tries to bend it around but can't get it past Rowe. A good fight there by Marcos. It'll go back to the Panthers. That throw went nowhere there from Layton, right back to the Bears. Diego Delgado, junior midfielder, gets it back. 6'2", one of the more physically imposing guys in this lineup. It's about 14 to 15 guys in the playing group at this point in the season. Smith tries to run it down but can't get there and ends up in the pole vault pit. Now Layton down the near side, trying to get something going for the Panthers. Pops it into Adam Habib. Now back to Layton. Little two-man game. Cascon can't get there. Now Kvinsland fires it over to Murphy. Murphy sporting the man bun. Probably has been the most effective offensive player tonight for Florida Tech. Monteleo Lobo can't get there. And scooting past him is Cretion, and the ball is popped past him, but offside. Ended up in the back of the net, but Marcos just a bit too far. Break there for the Bears. Ollie Gardner, Danny Fernandez. Fernandez and Cascon played each other in the USL final. Cascon with the North Carolina Fusion lost to Fernandez's Des Moines Menace. Lenoir-Rhyne was the only school in the country, that's D1, D2, D3, to have 2 players represented in that USL final. It's the reigning SAC Players of the Year. Cascon, a grounder, but picked up there by Romero. Not the effort Cascon would have wanted. Had a pretty clean look at it, but Romero with the save. Big 6'6" Olsen gets it over to Layton. This weather has to be a welcome sight for the Panthers as well, who no doubt have been through probably even worse humidity than the Bears have here in western North Carolina. Last couple weeks of August, just absolutely brutal. But perfect tonight. Right now it's 77. No humidity to speak of. Fernandez, Gardner, and Moya working a little bit of a triangle there. Delgado shoots it ahead. D'Emanuel pops it off a Panther, and it'll stay with the Bears. Get it in quickly onto Leo Lobo. Jaheim Smith, they have the numbers, but aren't able to do anything with it. Under 20 to go in the first half. No shots on goal yet for the Panthers, 1 for the Bears. This is Murphy on the far side, where he's been living this whole night. Tries to get it in to Marcos and can't. Benny Gienizer kicks it out. And Xavi Moya gathers, pops it ahead to Cascon. Harry Rowe, a speedster Englishman with the left foot, pops it in the middle for Cascon. But not a good pass over to D'Emanuel. The Bears will reset. First substitution of the game is at the table for the Panthers. Can't see the number, only numbers on the back for the Panthers in these road grays. Pass is too far for Monteleo Lobo. Romero boots it away. Delgado to Leo Lobo, who has been all over the place so far for the Bears. Gives a little lub tap there to Vasdal. D'Emanuel not quite able to get to that one. That would have been a wide open path for him to the net. And I think we have our first substitution. And it's Juan Mosqueda, freshman from San Jose de la Esquina. That's in Argentina. Both teams' international squads have been out in full force tonight. Just under 30 gone in the first half. Things have calmed down defensively for the Panthers. Early on, lots of offensive pressure for the Bears. Still weren't able to get one past Romero. It's a good, clever move there by Xavi Moya, who pops it ahead. Harry Rowe looking for a center, pops it up. And it'll go back to the Panthers. That one won there by Olsen, put back to the Bears. Vasdal thought it was Florida Tech's, but the linesman said no. Harry Rowe, who has been all over the ball here in the first half, will take it. Smith and Layton got tangled up there, nothing doing. And Mosqueda just in the game battles Gardner for that one. And that one, a foul on Florida Tech as Smith goes down. Xavi Moya brings so much experience. That experience has not been with the Bears. This is his first game for Lenoir-Rhyne, but one of the more seasoned players on this team. Happy to have him to mix in with the new guys as Harry Rowe misfires there. No chance for anyone to do anything with that. And more substitutions now for Florida Tech. Sandra Coleman, or 18, 6'2" senior from Lear, Norway. Transferred in from Caldwell. Under 13 in the first half. Still looking for our first goal here tonight and the first goal of the Lenoir-Rhyne season. One popped up right at the center field circle. Gardner couldn't find it. Coleman just in the game misplays that one. Back to the Bears. Quick turnover. A foul on DeManuel. Popped in by Remedi, but an easy one there for Coleman. Oliver Gardner, who was talking with Josh Alderson, the lovely assistant coach for Bears men's soccer team. We were talking about the roster and this game. Josh made the comment about Oliver Gardner that he's got the worst hair that he's ever seen. Jokingly, of course, but still funny. This is a corner for the Bears. As Harry Rowe is down on all fours. The clock stops with 11:05 to go in the first half. Got run into by Leighton as they were battling for that one. Nothing malicious happened. I think they might have just knocked knees. And Cascon will take the corner. Fourth one of this first half for the Bears. And it's a foul on Delgado in the middle of the box. It'll go back the other way and on the entry. Panthers certainly have been outchanced and outshot in this first half, but much like they did the other night, gave up a late tying goal to Wingate to send that game to overtime and then bounced back and won, a place where nobody wins at Wingate. So a 2-0 trip through two of the top programs in this state and in this league for the Panthers would certainly feel like we're on a path to bigger and better things in this 21 fall. It's a bump, and it'll stay with the Panthers. And two subs coming in. One for the Panthers, one for the Bears. It's Daniel Orurum for the Panthers. Bohigues. Nick Bohigues for the Bears. Graduate student from Valencia, Spain. Plays that wing-back position for Jack Winter. This one's popped out of there by Delgado. Olsen wasn't able to get a good swing at it. And now Smith gets it back for Lenoir-Rhyne. And he gets fouled. As he tried to turn that corner. This might be our first card of the game. Referee's got the yellow card in his right hand, and there we are. Not sure who it was on, but it's on Florida Tech. Pair of yellows on Thursday. Wingate got a red card in that game. I said this earlier in the broadcast. I talked to Jack Winter, who was in attendance of that game. Didn't really know much about Florida Tech. Obviously, lots of roster turnover. So that one goes high and wide. I asked him, I said, what do you know about Florida Tech other than that they're a really solid program historically, playing a good league? And he said, we're going to find out. And what they found out is that it's a pretty feisty, scrappy bunch. trying to win their second game in 3 days. And another misfire there from Romero. It's the second time we've seen that on a goal kick. The Panther keeper just launching it way out of bounds in front of their bench. But the Bears give it right back. Cascon seems to be a little bit out of rhythm here in the first half. Hasn't hit most of his precision passing that Bears fans are used to seeing from him in and around the 18. Talio Lobo's been great. He wins that one. Here comes Benny. Hear lots of people shouting Benny. Everyone wants a touch. There's a good feed there into DeManuel, but he's whistled for the foul. One goal in 2020 for Jaime, senior midfielder from Alicante, Spain. Well, 2020, 2021. Of course, that season happened in the spring. So good to see people back in person watching Bears. Of course, if you're not able to make it, so glad you're with us here on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. First broadcast of this school year. Next one will be Wednesday. Women's soccer against North Greenville. And offside there is a Warham. It's a big boot by Delgado. Fernandez caught a little bit up top, but recovers nicely. Six minutes to go before halftime. Victor Cascon. It's a good pass, but DeManuel couldn't position himself right to get it. Delgado tries to keep it in. Wanted a handball, didn't get it. And Romero picks that one up on a hop. Haven't heard much from Marcos. Scored the first goal at Wingate. That one's flown way out of there by Mosqueda. Pressure put on by the Panthers, but nothing Delgado can't handle. Now Jaheim Smith bounces over his head. Not super tall at 5'10". Tried to give it off to DeManuel, but couldn't get it to him. And Gardner will take it. Excuse me, Benny Gienizer will take it. There's a centering pass that's off the head of the defender. Stays in. Olsen gets in the way of Xavi Moya there. Not close. Under 4 to go. Here on International Night, a night where the Bears have partnered with the International Office to celebrate the exchange students. And to celebrate diversity here at Lenoir-Rhyne. Obviously, a large part of the men's soccer roster is international. See some international students that are just regular students here be honored and welcomed. I mean, they're always welcome, but even more so tonight. Good defense there from the Bears. And Delgado on the far side. Coleman hasn't been asked to do much. So Panthers, one thing they've done consistently tonight is put pressure on those goal kicks. One's deflected, but Smith's able to pick it back up. Smith stays on side, but Romero just inside the 18. 2.5 to go. Leighton goes backwards past Cascon. And now Leighton again. Too wide for Remedi. One deflected back to Coleman, stays in trouble territory. Remedi goes down, no call. And here's a chance. But O'Wurm not able to get a foot on it. Just a bit too far. Jack Winter not happy with somebody about that exchange. Pacing and barking down that sideline on the far side, on the right side. No pressure on the goal kick this time. It's headed back towards the Bear net keeper. Under a minute here as we're at 1 minute even and counting. Final corner here for the Bears, trying to get something right before halftime. Looks like Benny Gienizer will take it. Actually, that's not Benny. I'm not sure who that is over there. Might be DeManuel. It's in. Fernandez, right in front, and a good save by Romero to keep it out. I don't know how he did it. There's 4 Bears right there. One more push with 10 to go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that'll take us to the end of the first half. Two teams trying to feel each other out for most of it. Bears got maybe the best chance of the half right there at the end. Put some pressure on in the beginning, but Florida Tech was able to weather it. And it's a scoreless first half here at Moretz Complex. No goals in the first Bear half of the season. Trying to pick up a quality win on opening night from Hickory. Halftime is next. We'll be back in 15 for half number 2. Welcome back to the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. Eric Bach, so happy to be along with you tonight. Scoreless first half in the season opener for Lenoir-Rhyne men's soccer, taking on the Florida Tech Panthers tonight from H-Town, Hickory, North Carolina. Panthers' second game in 3 days took down the mighty Wingate Bulldogs Thursday night. The Bears trying to avoid being the second straight victim at the hands of Florida Tech. I'm not going to go as far as to say the Bears dominated the first half, but they had more chances, seemed to be more pressure in that defensive zone for Florida Tech. Panthers trying to get the first chance of the second half here as the teams have switched directions. Lenoir-Rhyne in white, Florida Tech in gray. Bears picked second in the preseason sack poll. This is Diego Delgado. Played in all 8 games in the spring, started 7 of them. Only one substitution tonight so far for the Bears. It's Nico Bohiguis. That was late in the first half. Seen a little bit more turnover for the Panthers. And that'll go back to the Bears, moving left to right here in the second half. Montelio Lobo. This is Bohiguis, the one sub of the first half. Jaime De Manuel. Back to Delgado, and then Danny Fernandez. Reigning sack defensive player of the year. Bohiguis with a run here, but cut off there by Robideau, making his first appearance of the game. And Marcos had one of the 2 Panther goals on Thursday at Wingate. Hasn't been a ton of super high quality chances for either side in this game. Only one comes to mind. It was in the last minute of the first half for the Bears, where there was 3 or 4 Bears within the short box in front of Romero, but he made one save and the ball was not able to stay in, and that is a foul on Florida Tech. Head coach Robin Shan has done a phenomenal job with them. Jack Winter spoke very highly of him and this program when we spoke about this game. Here's a long shot from way out. That's McGill Montano. He starts the second half after not playing in the first. He's new. Graduate student from Spain. Strong with the left foot as they come. Romero with a much better goal kick this time. Had a couple of misfires that gave the Bears pretty decent opportunities in that first half as Gardner takes that one away. Excuse me, that's Benny Gienizer. And now a foul. Right in front of Jack Winter. You can see him in the all black polo, black pants. He was in that last shot. Now Bohiguis and Montano, two fresh legs off the bench, little two-man game. Moving it down and into the Bear offensive zone. Bohiguis will take it. Montelio Lobo. Now Delgado. 5 minutes into the second half. First 5 of the second half, very similar to the 45 of the first. Things happening, but not enough happening in front of either keeper. It's a foul on Montelio Lobo. Back to the Panthers. That one's scooped up by Camden Coleman, filling in for Juan Basabi, doing an admirable job. Would start most other places, but you've got an all-conference performer in Basabi in front of you. It's good to have some insurance that you can trust if you're Jack Winter. That's exactly what he's got in Coleman, who has filled in perfectly so far. This is Benny Gienizer on the far side. Looking for Bohiguis. Being hounded defensively there. Delgado tries to spin one, but does so too far. Another goal kick coming. Romero directing traffic. Students trying to get some energy into this place. Been kind of a sleepy start for the Bears. Understandably sleepy for Florida Tech, considering the battle they had on Thursday night at Wingate. Haven't had that one big electrifying play that the Bears have made their signature over these last few years. So great job there by Robideau. And a little bit of action in front of Coleman. Gienizer spins out, and it'll stay with the Panthers in the corner. Not a corner kick, but a corner throw-in. And now, we might have our second yellow of the game. I think we will. Panthers picked up one in the first. And the referee issues his second yellow of the game. Bears trying to push it up here. Montelio Lobo! Oh, baby! The first goal of 2021 is absolutely beautiful. Out of nowhere. Perfect pass on the far side. And with 36.5 to go in this one, Bears 1, Panthers nothing. Carlos getting the crowd pumped up. Just snuck it inside that left post. Harry Rowe back in. Just beautiful. Confusion now with positioning, or who's supposed to be on the field, who's not. A big momentum burst. There's the lightning strike. Smartest guy on this team. Josh Alderson told me that Montaleo Lobo has a real shot to work at NASA someday. And outsmarted the Panther D there. Snuck in just enough touch on that header for the first Bear goal of 2021. Panthers trying to answer back, but it gets cleared out. Jaheim Smith got bumped, gets it back to his teammate. Good play there by Marcos to cut it off. Delgado keeps it in, but not for long. Olsen looks for Marcos in there, can't get it to him. Here comes Victor Cascon. Haven't said his name hardly at all in the second half. This one's poked in, but Romero right there. Harry Rowe's been active when he's been in, but nothing too challenging for Romero. Back to the Panthers. It's Remedi. Montaleo Lobo whistled there. Kind of undercut Remedi as he was trying to loft up for that one. Murphy will take it. Trying to direct traffic. Lofts it in. Gardner bops it out. Here comes Benny. Gets past two Panthers. And then cut down, no whistle. Another sub for Florida Tech. Going down is a Bear on the far side. And now Robidell. Murphy pokes it over. Breeze has picked up fairly significantly here in the second half. You have more gust, and there's a shot that's deflected in a corner coming for Florida Tech. Their first of the game coming up. Bears had 5 corners in the first half. We're not able to capitalize on any of them. First time the Panthers have had a chance with 31 even to go here in this one. Carlos Montaleo-Lobo, a lone goal, the difference right now. That was about 5 minutes ago. That corner is errantly wide. Jaime DeManuel fights in the corner, but it's won by Florida Tech. This one's sent to the middle. There's a header, and Coleman keeps it out. He was in the goal. The ball was not. Beautifully done there by the Bear keeper. Great chance by Olsen, but he's not able to get it about a foot further. Would have been the equalizer. Now a huge nothing. And now a little bit of chippiness going on here. And a yellow on the Bears. Didn't like the no call to start. And then retaliated and got a yellow card. And the referee surrounded by Bears. There's a shot that flies way high off the foot of Remedi.
Now entering for the Panthers, number 4, Danny Garcia-Martin. Exiting number 24, Henning Vasdal.
Danny Martin checks in for the Panthers. Now another whistle. And we have maybe an official's timeout. Jack Winter's not happy with the referee. I think he pointed the wrong way initially. I thought that foul was going to go on the Bears, and he pointed the Bears' way and then corrected himself. Now Olsen, big 6'4" defender. Nothing doing there for Marcos as he tried to sidewind it to no avail. Jaheim Smith just ran into the tall Olsen, and the ball bounced over his head right into the breadbasket of Olsen. Now Robideau will take it. Montano pokes it right back to him. Still stays with Florida Tech. Under 30. Goal about 9 minutes ago by Carlos Montaleo-Lobo, the difference. Beautiful header Perfectly defended that time by Delgado. This one gets through the initial wave, but not through Ollie Gardner. Florida Tech doing well to keep it on that half. Olsen again, 6'6", 200-pounder from Mold or Moldy, Norway. It's a little pop in the back by Delgado, but he gets away with it. Marcos can't get around Benny, who spins it back the other way, but back to the Bears. Energy right back in this place. Didn't have much to cheer about in the first half. Had some chances, got some oohs and ahs out of that, but Carlos brings them to life. Bears just under 26 away from a win in game one. Long way to go, though, and this Florida Tech team is certainly resilient. Took the lead at Wingate, gave the lead up, came back to win in overtime. Clever there by Smith. Two go down. And there's a Panther down holding his left leg. Smith gets up. And a yellow, I think, on Smith. That's Remedi that's down. Excuse me, not Remedi. Abram Murphy. He's up and off. This one's popped in. Olsen can't get there. Panthers thought it was off a Bear, but the officials say no. Entire Florida Tech bench just exploded with their hands in the air after that ball was awarded to the Bears. They must have seen something that the rest of us didn't. And this one goes to the Panthers now as the linesman on the far side was indecisive. Bit of a jumbled throw in there, and the Bears have it back. Juan DeManuel that fires one not even close to the net. There's a foul on the Bears on the far side. Things getting a little chippy, a little feisty, as Jack Winter would say. Couple of cards here in the last 10-ish minutes. Panthers, no need to panic yet. We're just under 23 to go in a 1-0 ball game. Certainly the anxiety level rising for Florida Tech. This one's deflected off of, might have been Harry Rowe back there, I think it is. And a corner coming for the Panthers, their second of this half. Here it comes in. Just past Coleman there. Didn't hit anybody. Everyone lunged and jumped for it, and they all missed it, both teams, and it just harmlessly fell out of bounds. Nifty pop pass there by Carlos. And now here comes Benny. Gets tripped up, but boy, was that nifty. Already a goal tonight, making his presence felt. Just blooped it right over the defender. Danny Fernandez. Very clever there. Shoots it up for Smith. Can't beat him to the ball. As Romero picked it up. Habib fighting down there in the corner along with Murphy. Shoots it into the side of the net. Murphy and Habib, especially Murphy, have been the two strongest attackers for the Panthers tonight. Been closest to the middle of the action as Murphy will take this corner. 5 corners in the first half for the Bears. They haven't had one in the second. This is the third for the Panthers this second half after not having one in the first. Delgado gets it off his forehead right out of there, but Murphy gets it back. Gets it in the middle, popped out of there by Gardner. And then shot straight up into the air off a Panther. Martin stays with it. Bears can't get it out. One's off the top of Harry Rowe's head. Under 20. Bears trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead. By the way, for those viewers interested in the LR football game, last I saw it was 31-7 Bears at halftime up at Virginia State. So number 7 ranked team in the country off to a good start. Here's a goal kick as that shot went about 10 feet wide of the net. And a sub for the Bears.
Returning for the Bears, number 15, Nicholas Bohigues.
It's Nick Bohigues taking G. Nizer out of it. Coleman errant with his goal kick. Couldn't get it to Rowe. Panthers trying to hurry and get organized. Beautiful job there by Jaime DeManuel. fight off. But Florida Tech, pesky as ever, keeps it in. This one's brought in by Martin. Two men collide. Florida Tech bench becoming more vocal with their displeasure with the referees. The later we get, we're under 18. Big 6'6" Olsen sends it back the other way. Monteleo Lobo and his comrade go down. That was Remedi. Now Remedi fouls Delgado, who's down on his back. It's actually Victor Cascon, pardon me. Gingerly gets up. And the clock stops with 17:02. Seems to be all right. Takes an extra few seconds to regather himself, and now we're rolling again. Coleman almost tied up. That was dangerous there as Marcos almost beat him to that ball. Delgado tries to get that one from Murphy and successfully does. Pops it down the near sideline where Olsen's there waiting for it. And a foul on Martin as Monteleo Lobo is giving the Panthers fits right now in the middle of the field. He has the one goal. It was 20 minutes ago at 36.5. Beautiful header that just found the left side of the net. Delgado with some nifty footwork there. Back to the Bears. Abram Murphy has been the best player tonight for the Panthers, pardon me. Been right where he needs to be when he needs to be there. And another corner coming for Florida Tech. Harry Rose not able to run that one down. Habib beats him to it. Another sub as Oworum comes back, or thought he was going to. And now he is.
Now entering for the Panthers, number 13, Daniel Oruro. Exiting number 15, Abram Murphy.
Murphy exits, and the corner is not good. Right on top of the net there. Can't be giving away too many more of those chances if you're Florida Tech, as the clock is ticking under 15.
Now entering for the Bears, number 5, Chavi Moya.
Chavi Moya back in. Was disruptive in the first half. His first action of the second. This one's thrusted back into the offensive zone for the Panthers off the head of Kvinsland. It's a very challenging Dutch name. One left. But nothing doing as the ball's cleared back out. Bears in defensive mode now. Haven't seen offensive chance in over 10 minutes. Haven't really had a quality one since the goal was back at 36 minutes. 13 and a half right now. Gascon fakes out the Panthers there. That was nifty. Looked like he was going to try to pop it with his head. Didn't. Went off the leg of the Florida Tech forward and back to the Bears. That's just veteran experience and savvy there. Olsen keeps it heading towards the offensive zone. Bohiguis wins that one. Behind the back, razzle dazzle. Leaves it back for Carlos. Bears content to just control it at this point. Bear women up 1-0 on UNC Pembroke. It was early in the second half. Here's Bohiguis. One-on-one. Centers it, but off the foot of Olsen. Delgado can't keep it. Time's ticking for the Panthers. Warham surrounded by white jerseys. Coleman able to pick that one up in front of Remedi. Just a little bit too far. Show of sportsmanship there helping him up as Remedi did everything he could to avoid him. This will stay with the Bears as Robideau is not able to get to it. Subs are coming in. We're just over 10 to go.
Now entering for the Bears, number 18, Sam Sawyer. Exiting number 10, Victor Cascon.
Sam Sawyer coming in for Cascon. Off the side of Bohiguis' foot there as it angles to the corner for Jaheim Smith, who has given the Bears all kinds of hustle tonight. Hasn't eaten a lot of the fruits of his labor, but has been all over the offensive zone. In his first game, collegiately, freshman from Miami, Florida. I'm sure Jack Winter's fairly pleased with the performance of his newcomers, Harry Rowe and Smith, as Camden Coleman is down. So the clock is at an even 10 minutes. So Coleman might be a little worse for wear after that collision with Remedi as he charged forward. The trainer's dealing with him down just outside the 18. The teams will head to their bench with 10 minutes even to go in this opener. certainly not a position. I mean, it is a position of depth. Bears carry 5 keepers, but Coleman's number 2 to go down. Is messing with his left leg out there. Obviously, Juan Basabe, the normal starter, got hurt in preseason training. The first day, the last rep of the first day, hurt his shoulder. Been in a sling, now out of the sling. Hopeful for his return maybe before the end of the month. They hope. Coleman is up and will stay in the game. See a couple of keepers warming up on the Bears sideline, ready to go if needed. Coleman's going to try to stick out these last 10, protecting a 1-0 lead. And a Bear throw-in on the far side gets us back going. One's off the back of Genizer, stays in. Anchor the defense. Olsen trying to pick his way and his spots back to a Bear, back into the Bear defense, pardon me. This one's fired way high and wide off the foot of Robideau. Coleman readjusts and they stop the clock. Bears not stalling, but certainly not in any hurry to do anything offensively, protecting a 1-goal lead with 8.5. 2 good ball clubs at it tonight. Here's a run for Sawyer now, just in the game. Back and forth, and just wide. Good look there from Sawyer. It's the best offensive chance the Bears have had since the goal by Carlos Montalillo Lobo, and they're calling it a corner kick. The clock is stopped at 8 minutes even. Gosh, I thought they're saying it was off a Panther defender. I thought that was off the Bears, but the Bears will take it, a corner here, up 1 with 8 to go. There's a fight for it in the corner now as they didn't actually take the corner. And it's off the Bears and a goal kick coming for the Panthers. As the clock is ticking, you can see a heightened sense of urgency now. There's a foul as somebody went flying. Hard to see the Panthers' numbers when they're facing us because there's no number on the front. Can only hope to catch a glance at the back of the jersey. That one's sent to the middle. This is a trouble area. Kept in. Coleman charges and wisely picks it up. He's picked his spots perfectly tonight about when to stay back and when to come up. And football punts it down the field. American football punts, that is. Bohiguis doubled and loses it. Six and a half to go. Abram Murphy. If there's anyone on Florida Tech that deserves to score, it's that man. Good one coming down the stretch here on the Bears Sports Network. Presented by MBA Roofing. Perfect job by Olsen there to give them a chance. And now here comes Sawyer again in a 2-on-1. This one over the head of Romero, and it's in! Oh, baby! Signed, sealed, delivered. Off the bench. Sawyer places it perfectly. It's 2-0. Here's the replay. It's actually Jaime DeManuel. I got the 8 mixed up. Sawyer's 18, Jaime's 8. Experience wins the day. Jaime knew exactly what to do with it.
Now entering for the Panthers, number 24, Henning Vesdahl.
Crowd is loving it now. 5.5, 2-0. Romero got too far out. Certainly a little more breathing room now. Here's Bohiguis. Jaheim Smith spins it just wide. All of the sudden, all of the offensive chances coming for the Bears. About a 20-minute dry spell where they had nothing. Now two goals in the second half and 2 high-quality chances within a minute and a half. Here's Marcos. Perfectly played by Danny Fernandez. Much like looking like the SAC Defensive Player of the Year there. Big opening night statement for the Bears. Team that beat Wingate, who is on top of the mountain in the SAC, has been for many years. Now, the Bears were lucky to catch the Panthers on the second leg of their North Carolina twin bill. Certainly not perfect tonight, but Jack Winter's got to be tickled by the resilience, the defensive prowess, and the timeliness of his 2 veterans, Carlos Montelillo-Lobo and Jaime DeManuel. Under 3 to go. Final score up at Virginia State, by the way. Bears 48, Virginia State 7. That's in American football. Good opening start for the top 10 ranked Bear football team. Bear men's soccer trying to get off to a perfect start themselves as somebody's on the ground right there. Cramping up is, I think that might be Olsen down there. Grabbed the shorts of Nick Bohequist, say, hey, help me out, man. It's not Olsen, but it's can't tell as he's laying down there, but as Nick Bohequist walked by, that's Kavinsland. He grabbed his shorts and said, hey, man, I need help. Look at him gingerly walking. It's either a calf or a hammy. Smith with a good idea there, but just couldn't execute it. There's a takedown there as Bohequist goes down at the hands of Cheriton. And another. It's probably a yellow coming on Robideau. Subs are ready. We're under 2. They're calling out a trainer for Jaheim Smith. Jaheim favoring that left leg. It's unfortunate to see. I think Jaheim Smith, I don't want to speculate, but doesn't look to be too serious. Played such a good game tonight in his collegiate debut. Crowd very much into it right now. International night has been a success. A night where we celebrate the diversity on this campus. On this field. I mean, how many different countries are represented? At least 6 or 7, these two teams. 80% of the starting lineup for both squads tonight coming from outside the U.S. This last 2 minutes are dragging. It's like a basketball game here with everybody fouling, subbing. Jaime DeManuel exits and gets a big bear hug from Jack Winter. Provided the insurance and a corner coming for the Bears. .120 and counting. They knock down the flag stick. It's to the Panthers. Carlos Montelillo Lobo tried to get his second of the night. Bohiguis with a chance here. Can't get around Martin, the defender there. There's a chance for Chavi Moya, but it gets deflected in front. Good play there by Olsen. Big 6'6" frame, and we're under 30. Coleman comes out of his box, boots it away. We're under 10. First day of the season, a smashing success for the Bears. A 2-0 home victory to start the 2021 campaign. Both goals in the second half by two vets, one by Carlos Montelio Lobo, the second by Jaime DeManuel. Defense suffocated. Panthers never had really any tangible scoring chances outside of the one big save Coleman made. Bears got a couple of good, nifty offensive moves from two of their top guys. Can't ask for a better start to 2021 if you're the Bears, who defend home field tonight. 2-0 Lenoir-Rhyne over Florida Tech. Thanks for watching the season debut of the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. For our entire crew, Eric Bach saying so long from Hickory. 2-0 win for the Bears on opening night.